How you doing?
Doing great. Great first day. Glad to be back out here.
Alex, when it comes to gelling with this offensive line, how in the offseason have you guys come together, and how can that translate on the field come fall?
You know, a lot of the things we do is just hanging out together, being around each other, whether it's playing games in the players' lounge or watching film together, eating food together. Especially, I think our summer training kind of really brought us all together. It was a rough summer. It was really good work, and it was hard, and it brought us all together. I think that was one of the biggest things. We learned to struggle together. We learned how to do hard things together.
Were there differences in the summer workouts with the new strength and conditioning coach?
1,000%. I think this is probably one of the biggest changes I've seen, at least for me, and I think there's some of the guys, I know a couple guys in our room who put on 20 pounds of lean mass, and that's what we started right at the beginning of June, so that's in 2 months. So this has been probably one of the hardest summers when it comes to, conditioning and weightlifting, but I think it's one of the biggest jumps I've had since I got to college, and I don't think I've ever felt better than I do right now.
The offensive line is replacing 5 starters from last year. Just how do you guys take that on as a challenge, and where do you feel like the group is at in day one of fall camp?
I think we look at it, majority of us, we played a lot of football last year. Obviously, there was a lot of good games last year that we got to get some time in, and a lot of it's just, understanding that those guys that were here last year set the standard, and they were great. They did a lot of great things, and now we have to continue that. But it's also us becoming our own people, becoming our own unit and setting our own standards and just living up to what's been done years before us.
There's a high standard for offensive line play here at Utah in general. How is it motivation for you guys knowing that, there are so many unknowns on this offensive line this year?
It's really fun for us because if you look, I can't remember who it was it Phil Steele or some one of the social media traps you get into. I don't think we were in the top 50 O-lines in the country, and it's one of those things where it's like, great. I love the fact that nobody believes in us. I love the fact that everyone doubts us. Bring it on. And I just can't wait because I think we'll show a lot of people this year.
Jordan Gross, how is he as a coach, and how has he helped improve your game?
He's phenomenal. Coach Gross is – I still laugh because, when he goes to show you a technique or show you something, he'll get down and show you, and it's like, Coach, I don't know. You look like you could still be playing in the NFL. But the experience and the ways he's helped me is it's just different ways to think about the game, different ways to use technique, just the little things that I think he used throughout his career that, 10-plus years in the NFL, you really can't beat the experience that he brings, and it's really hands-on. He can show you, he can still explain what he means by using his hands and his body.
Alex, where has your game grown the most from last year to now?
Obviously, I think the number one thing has really been my football IQ. Jaron Kump, who is still one of my best friends, I hold him in one of the highest regards as one of the smartest centers I've ever been around. And being able to sit with him last year and see the way he broke down film, the way he went through a game week, whether it was looking at fronts or pressures or the way he just was able to dissect film I hold him one of the highest regards. I think he's probably the smartest center that was in the country last year, and it's no disrespect to anybody else. I just watched the way he worked. And I think learning from him and being able to translate it to this year, I think football IQ and, just working on the little things, my technique, steps, things like that.
What's the biggest thing you guys need to improve on, during fall camp before you guys open the season?
Probably the biggest thing I would say is communication, just making sure we're all on the same page, everyone's doing the same thing, we all know what we're doing, and physicality. I want to be the most physical O-line in the country, and I want teams to understand that when we play them.
In those player run practices in the summer, what was Devin Dampier's role in kind of setting those up and kind of leading those?
Dev was our leader. He still is. He was the one. We'd go out, calling plays, holding guys accountable. If things weren't right, he would be the first one to speak up and say, hey, we need to do better. Start over. Let's start this drive over. Start it from the beginning. Everybody, making sure, really just harping on guys, making sure everyone's getting in the film room. They always say July is the time that kind of makes or breaks. Coaches are away. What are you going to do? Are you going to rise, or are you going to kind of take the month off? And Dev did a fantastic job of making sure we all stayed accountable and got in the film room, and we did what we needed to do.
Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Al.